broad picture more so, but like to be a caliber athlete at that level, is it requiring they're doing extra sessions on their own? Are they, you guys have your X amount of sessions, whether that's erg, row, tank, lift, whatever it may be, like give the athlete in the high school athlete who's thinking, what is college rowing all about, especially at that level, the athletes that you see have success at that level, like what are they doing? Like, in terms of like, just again, broadly, how hard are they working, and what does that level of commitment look like?
Yeah, so there's a cap on the number of hours that we're allowed to train as a group. It's 20 hours a week. And at all the top programs, I think you'll find that all those 20 hours are utilized. So, here at Dartmouth, we have 9 team practices a week. So we go twice on Monday, twice on Tuesday, and then twice on Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, or once a day. And so, you're coming down, you're putting in a solid shift in the morning, then you go to class, do whatever you need to do, meet with professors, get work done in the middle of the day. And then you come back down in the afternoon and you'll do another hard session. And to answer your question, it's, maybe not the most clear answer, but, you're working hard enough to not allow other things to slip, because like I said, if things start to slip, that's when, you start to see yourself plateau or actually trending in the wrong direction. So if you, afford to kind of let things fall by the wayside, you're going to start to see it reflected in your training. There are very few sessions where, we're not working hard enough that you need to be at your best. So like I said, 20 hours a week. And then in terms of like what guys are doing, they're coming down and they're competing first and foremost. That's the most important thing. Come down to the boathouse ready to be next to a boat and try to get your bow ball in front every single stroke. Whether that's, steady state or pieces, or you're on the erg sitting next to somebody else. We look for guys who love to compete. So that's what they're doing during practice. Racing a couple times a week and then doing side-by-side steady state the rest of the time. And then, in terms of what the best student athletes are doing, and this goes back to what we were just talking about, the details in this case, in the rowing context, mean rehab. If you're starting to, feel an injury in the rib or the back or whatever, you got to make sure that you're taking care of that. Prehab. So putting in core work and stretching to make sure that those things don't happen in the first place, and they will, inevitably, but you got to make sure that, you're staying on top of that by meeting with trainers and, doing your exercises or whatever you need to do. And then, fueling properly, and recovery is just critical. So that means, sleeping, and stretching, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're fresh. So they're working hard outside of practice too. And that's just stuff that is more individualized. We have a lot of guys who have benefited from coming in and putting in extra work on their own, maybe say in the tanks or on the erg. And again, that's not team training. That's just guys recognizing, okay, like if I want to get where I want to be, I need to go in and put in the extra work. And it's really rewarding seeing that pay off for guys. Like I said, we have this one guy who came in with a little bit less rowing, actually significantly less rowing experience than some of his classmates. And he came in, he spent a lot of time in the tanks and is seeing it pay off for him now. So, just the commitment to doing the small things that'll ultimately lead to long-term success. It can be a time commitment, but that's one that is worth making for sure. Just to make sure that you're able to come down and row in the first place by staying injury free or treating injury, and then resting and recovering as well.